Hi, my name's Andrew Reinertsen, and for my research topic this semester, I chose to do functional medicine and how it should be the new model we use in our medical fields rather than the conventional medicine model with the disease-focused practice. Functional medicine really focuses on the patients. I thought I'd start off with asking you guys some questions first and then sort of diving into the info from there. How many of you are actively exercising? How many of you take vitamins to get daily intakes? How many of you have a chronic illness? These questions form around a main idea. How are you? The question is vague and leaves the response to be up to the responder as to how detailed and how long it should be. If you can say that your quality of life is sufficient, then you are healthy and happy, but if you cannot say your quality of life is sufficient, a change is needed. And functional medicine can satisfy that change in almost every aspect of your life. From diet and nutrition to mental health and emotional health, functional medicine highlights key aspects of a patient's life in order to correct any sort of malfunction. It is a patient-centered practice rather than disease-centered, allowing patients a chance to really find the root cause of their problems rather than a remedy. Doctors like Mark Hyman have worked restlessly to push this new model in order to help sufferers of chronic illness, and though it has grown exponentially in the last 30 years, many people are still oblivious just to how helpful this treatment could be. The functional medicine model is the model of the future, with more intentions of helping people than the conventional medicine model already has. The conventional medicine model is out of date and cannot work with chronic illness, like the new functional medicine model, a model formed with the interest of a patient and their quality of life. And I say all of this sounding very antagonistic towards conventional medicine, but they have done so much in that medical field with that model for so long, and it really worked. We've seen vaccines, new medicines to help a variety of issues in the body, and it just goes to show how much more determined these people who are advocating for functional medicine are to really solve the root cause of our problems. And they don't want remedies anymore. They want pure solution to an existing problem. But we'll go right ahead. This is functional, the way your body should work. A little background in history. Like I said about conventional medicine model, it's helped cure things like pneumonia and tuberculosis and polio. And the only issue with that is that it's a disease-centered practice, meaning that they don't look at you and your lifestyle and the way you live, what you eat, how you sleep, what you exercise at, what normal rates you do, anything like that. They just look at the problem you have and they give you a general solution to that problem. And when these great extents in medical fields were happening with the conventional medicine model, chronic illness wasn't as big an issue as it is today, since obesity has just swept the nation, and that paralleling heart issues, chronic illnesses like that. But however, when obesity and cardiovascular diseases started to become reoccurring in the population, a group of physicians got together and they spoke about what they all had been researching in terms of different aspects of a person's life and how that could affect their health and their body's way of functioning. And sure enough, that led to the initial start of functional and integrative medicine. And that led to, more recently, that being picked up by organizations and companies who want to endorse and help teach and educate practitioners now with the new model so that they can understand more aspects of a person's life rather than just focus on the problem, find that remedy, give it, and let it go. And so, as you can see, I've put a little versus chart of conventional and functional medicine, and you could see the vast but very important differences and how they function and how well they work. But we'll go on to a specific part of functional medicine's history, and that would be the Daniel Plan, which Dr. Mark Hyman had come up with along with a few other people, and had decided to test and see if a community could come together and help lose weight and basically treat themselves in a way where they become happier and better and feel better and healthier and all of that. So the Daniel Plan was created out of a biblical story because they were appealing to church communities and church groups. And the initial start was, I think, like 15,000 people, and 5,000 would meet at a time once a week, and they would just educate them. They would teach them ways on how they could better their quality of life, like eating different. As you can see, there is I wonder if I can move myself, if you can even see myself. There's a plate right here with all of the daily needs that they call the Daniel Plan plate. And that is supposedly supposed to be what you eat, or what an average meal would be. And then right here is a little poster for the Daniel Plan, and you could see all the different aspects of it, because it's not just, eating healthier and exercising, and it's about finding hope, and it's about having that determination. And especially the most important part of the plan was the community, having each other and being able to really connect. And so after the first year, seeing how successful it was picked up globally, especially within the religion. It was practiced in a Christian community, and so a bunch of countries, I think 189 other countries, have now picked it up within the church communities and started doing it, and that is spreading without the population. And so it's quite interesting to think that this one little experiment had turned into such a global phenomenon and such a game changer for people, and it's still working to this day, and it's been 8 years. And so that's pretty phenomenal that it could do that. However, though I say all these positive things about functional medicine, there is still the idea that conventional medicine still works. It just takes its time, and there really seems to be not a big time difference in how well they work and how effective they are. Because when you take your medicine as sort of a remedy and a solution to your immediate problem in the conventional medicine model eyes, it is getting your body consistent with that material that you're intaking. And with functional medicine, it's more of you're doing all of these things. You got to do this and that and this and that, like exercise, sleep, eat healthier, therapy, meditate, probably all of these sorts of things. And it might not be as effective long term when you're taking the medicine because you build up tolerance, but it is still effective in the short term. And most things can go away after they've been treated for a short while. And so polio, for example, we spent years looking for a vaccine, but when we found it, it was eradicated. It was completely gone from the country. And I pulled up a picture right here from a little station where they had the polio vaccines, most likely a school or a local pharmacy, maybe even a doctor's office. But basically now we have the call to action. I wanted to put this on the slide because I wanted people to read it with me, because I feel like that's very empowering for a topic, is for when people come together to read it and understand it and notice it. And so if you want to read it with me, by all means, go ahead. Many people suffer from chronic illnesses, especially since it is the leading cause of death. By 2020, worldwide deaths from chronic disease are projected to total more than twice the number of deaths from infectious disease, 50 million versus 20 million. Means that the conventional medicine model is missing something that could prevent this many people from dying. A functional medicine model has the missing link to fully understand patients and help them in more ways than medicine. It is time to enlighten the public on just how important and healthy lifestyle is to a healthy body. Hyman did it with the Daniel Plan 7 years ago, and it was extremely successful. The advancement in medicine, technology, and therapy could truly benefit more of the population if they were taught true self-care. Do not let conventional medicine be the only remedy in life. So yeah, these are my sources. I think those are all 6. My counter argument source would be the 4th one down from the top. Thank you very much for listening, and enjoy your day.